26-year-old Surendra Riang was among the 37,000 people who fled to Tripura from Mizoram in 1997. He has been living at a relief camp in Hamsapara since the age of 3. Surendra belongs to the Brus tribe, also known as Riangs, a community indigenous to the northeast, living mostly in Tripura, Mizoram and Assam. While they are recognized as a particularly vulnerable tribal group in Tripura, they were targeted by ethnic organizations in Mizoram who perceived Brus as non-indigenous and demanded their exclusion from the electoral rolls. This led to an armed movement by a Brus outfit which killed a Mizo forest official in October 1997, and the retaliatory ethnic violence saw Surendra's family and over 37 other Brus fleeing to adjoining Tripura. While at least 5,000 Brus returned to Mizoram, Surendra and his family, along with 32,000 others, stayed behind and took shelter across 6 relief camps in Tripura. Surendra was hopeful that his struggles and those of his community would come to an end after the final quadripartite pact, which was signed by the government of Tripura and Mizoram, along with the central government and Brus organizations on January 16, 2020. This agreement, allowing over 30,000 refugee Brus tribals to permanently settle in Tripura, took 23 years to buy. Fate, it seems, has not been in favor of these thousands of internally displaced people who have already spent most of their lives in refugee camps and still struggle for basics like a roof over their head, livelihood, or even schools and education.
जो गवर्नमेंट तरफ से प्लॉट दिया गया है, डीएम का तरफ से प्लॉट दिया है, वो अभी थोड़ा जगह अनएक्सेप्टेड प्लॉट, नॉट सुइटेबल फॉर हाउसिंग, वो जगह में प्लॉट दे रहा है घर बनाने का. वो जगह में हम लोग बना नहीं सका है क्योंकि वो लोंगा एरिया है, डाउन एरिया है और स्लिप स्लॉप एरिया है. वो बारिश का मौसम में हम लोग पूरा प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा, इसलिए हम लोग जो प्लॉट दिया है वो रिजेक्ट किया है. अभी जो अच्छा प्लॉट है और अच्छा प्लॉट है उसमें हम लोग घर बनाने के लिए रिक्वेस्ट किया है, बार बार डीएम को रिक्वेस्ट किया है. वो प्लॉट है, एडिशनल लैंड है, वो 15 हेक्टर है. 15 हेक्टर भी और जगह है, ज़्यादा है उस तरफ का, और उस तरफ जगह मिलने से हम लोग अच्छा प्लॉट में घर बना सकेगा, नहीं तो हम लोग ऐसा ही रहेगा.
इधर ही टोटली एक अभी 22 हेक्टर एरिया खोल के दिया था. इसमें से 500 परिवार रहने के लिए बोला था, लेकिन अभी जितना हम लोग सका इतना ही घर तो बना लिया, लेकिन 500 परिवार के लिए इधर ही नहीं हो सकेगा क्योंकि 22 हेक्टर का अंदर भी पूरा लंगा है. जितना अच्छा जगह में हम लोग सभी घर बना चुका है, इसमें से अभी 500 परिवार नहीं होता है. वही ये दिक्कत, गवर्नमेंट अभी हमारा हमसापारा को घर नहीं है. पैसा तो दिया था ऑलरेडी, 50,000 को दिया था, सभी रेशनिक को, स्प्लिट को भी दिया था, लेकिन पूरा प्लॉट हम लोग नहीं मिल रहा है. गवर्नमेंट तरफ से प्लॉट तो है लेकिन पूरा लंगा होता है, नीचे होता है. बारिश का मौसम में तो पूरा लैंडस्लाइड हो जाएगा, डर के हम लोग कोई जगह में प्लॉट रिसीव नहीं कर सकता है. ज़िंदगी हम लोग भी इधर ही बिताना है.
It was after a series of protests by the Bengali and Mizo groups in Tripura that the development and process of resettling people of the Brus community was initiated. The protesters claimed that settling thousands of migrants permanently would lead to demographic imbalance, exert pressure on local resources, and potentially lead to law and other problems. In accordance with the quadripartite agreement of January 2020, 37,136 people of the Brus tribe were to be provided permanent settlement in Tripura. According to the pact, every Brus family would get a 40 by 30 feet plot to build a house, a fixed deposit amount of Rs 4 lakh, financial aid of Rs 5,000 per month, along with free rations for 2 years. To build a house, an amount of Rs 1.5 lakh was also to be provided to every family. Marred by the COVID-19 pandemic and protests in Tripura, the resettlement process officially started in April 2021. Today, the final approved number of Brus families to be resettled in Tripura stands at 6,959 to cover a population of 37,136 people across 11 locations. Under the first phase, resettlement work has already started at 2 locations, each in the Dholai and North Tripura districts. These are Kaskaupara, Wainbukcherra-Ranipara, Bongaphapara and Hadukulakpara. Government sources said construction of 1,167 houses has been initiated so far, of which 800 have been completed. To accommodate the targeted and additional number of families for resettlement, the Regional Empowered Committee of the Environment Ministry has identified 6 new locations in both Dholai and North Tripura districts: Harimongol, Ultachera, Brahmabari, Pavitrabari, Chaigairia and Subalbari. Phase 2 of resettlement is also underway, where 762 families will be provided resettlement at Bhandarima, Pushparampara area in North Tripura district, and 500 families will be provided a permanent home at West Kalachari in Gumati district. A budget of Rs 600 crore has been allotted by the centre for the project. So far, 196 families have been moved and resettled in Bongaphapara. Another 295 Brus families have been resettled in Hadukulakpara, 143 in Kaskaupara and 75 in Wainbukcherra-Ranipara.
The head of the families are first being brought to the new locations after construction of temporary sheds with the facilities of drinking water, electricity, road, etc. After that, of their own, they will construct their own houses or new houses. For that purpose, 1.5 lakh rupees will be given to every beneficiary, every family through DBT system.
There are, however, concerns over the manner in which the houses are constructed and the quality of work done by the government.
The allotment of plot, it is very congested. Even there is no space between the two plot. And suppose if the fire accident took place in between of that house, no fire, no vehicle may able to enter there. So it's very difficult. And road also being constructed, yes, we see it, but the quality is very bad. We cannot accept. Within the completion of their work, a major portion is being damaged. And they told us that it will be repaired, but till now remain untouched. And regarding approach road also, we have demanded for the black topping that approach road. And not only that, it was not accepted and it is not processed. Let it be as best as possible. Actually, whenever we said about this, okay, to do the best way, as best as possible, and please do it. And they say that no, we cannot do as best as possible. After you will be locality, and after that you will be having the voter ID, and after that you can do anything like that, they say. But what I want to say is that this is the central money, it is given for the Brus resettlement, and so let it be utilized as it is.
Documentation is another problem faced by people of the Brus community. According to their leader, Amit Shah, around 1,000 families are facing problems with documentation.
Nearly 1,000 families are still facing the problem because of document actually. Document mean in the time of population census, they cannot produce the document because as you know, Brus people who are from Mizoram are having Mojo names and both Brus name also. So that is why during the time of registration in the in Tripura, so they have made some spelling mistake, and from local dialect it is quite difficult to write correctly. So that is why the document in Aadhaar, and the document in bank account, and the document in ration card has been different from one to another document. That is why based on this, government of Tripura cannot accept all the family. Therefore, nearly 1,000 people are still depriving. So to accept all those people, we have also requested the government of India and Tripura, but we are still waiting for the positive reply from them. And sometimes those who are having the slip card, that means document, when the government of Mizoram have came here and did the population census, they hold the Mizoram document. Even then, that Mizoram document also not accepted here in Tripura. So for them, it is very difficult. So how can these people will survive after 2 years, or from now onward also, after the resettlement process has started, or completion of the resettlement process, how these people will survive? It is also very difficult to say. Their future is very uncertain.
And the issues don't end here. 38 families residing at the Hadukulakpara relief camp were to be settled in Kaskaupara. Of those, only half the families were moved and resettled in Kaskaupara. While the process for resettling 19 others was stopped after construction had to be halted over concerns about the land, loose soil and steep slopes in the area. Now, while the government's agreement promised free ration supply to the displaced Brus for 2 years, the same was stopped for the remaining 19 families still residing at the Hadukulakpara relief camp on October 1.
Even the criminal people, even who are facing the death sentence, before they hung him dead, food have been given to them also. But we are supposed to resettle here peacefully as per the agreement signed on 16 January 2020. But why these people are starving? Many innocent people are now suffering. So if this stoppage of ration goes on another 4 or 5 days, there will be a lot of casualty in Hadukulakpara relief camp.
The royal scion of Tripura, Pradyut Burma, who was instrumental in engineering the resettlement deal with central government and the governments of Tripura and Mizoram, and is one of the signatories of the pact, said the indigenous people cannot be treated in the manner they are being treated in Tripura right now. He has also demanded that the government of India review the way they plan to settle people of the Brus community.
The fact is that it is inhuman for us to settle people in land which is beyond livable, and what they are saying is absolutely correct. The government of India needs to review the way they are going to settle our people. It is unheard of to settle people in land where there is no distance between homes, where there is no hygiene, where there is no drinking water, and most of all where the land is actually hilly. So, what the people are actually demanding is actually very accurate, and I do not think the spirit of the Brew Accord is being maintained as of today. I will not appeal, I will demand them, because I have already spoken to the officer who is handling this issue. I have also raised this matter with the forest officials who are with the government of India, and they need to relook into this, because this is the people of the indigenous people cannot be treated in a manner that they are being treated right now in Tripura.
Meanwhile, officials say the resettlement project will take 2 years from the date of starting, wherein on paper the government has plans to start facilities such as Ekalavya schools, Anganwadi centers, primary healthcare centers, market sheds and ration shops inside these colonies. While some have resigned to their fate, many others still hope to see an improvement in their living condition despite questionable work delivered by the authorities so far.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the